Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Whew. Man, it took a lot of work to get to this. You're going to see the whole process, a whole bunch of fails and a whole bunch of experimenting. Are you ready? Here we go. Welcome back. Whew. Wait till you see the hell I went through to get this. Man, a whole bunch of fails and a whole bunch of different trying and oh man, different experiments, but yeah, so come along for the ride. Gotta say, I don't know how this video is gonna go. I dipped these. Check this out. It's got 3 hamons. I tested, I gotta redo this bevel because I scratched it down here. The way this comes up, it looks like it stops right there. It almost looks like sand my or something. Because there's one line there, but then the hamon is up here. And then there's a middle line. Hopefully that'll catch. So I don't know what's going on, and it's both sides, but I took the file and tested it, and back here it's a 60 skates and all that stuff, but pretty wild. I've never seen something like that before. This one came out real nice. Look at that. And this was with refractory cement. Trying to figure out what I did right on this one with refractory cement. It's as good as the one with the gum, so it's hand sanding time. So it's just gonna be high speed, then whatever else comes up. So, you know, I got these handles to do, the handles for both these knives to do. I went back and did the Anzo. If you watched that last video, I put it up here. I got this to finish up and all that, so it's just a whole bunch of hand sanding. This one, the flats, I don't know if it's because of the Vaseline, but you can see there's like spots here and stuff, so I'm gonna hand sand the flats and then go back to the belts and get everything smoothed out. Once I do the handles, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put the hamons in, like, we'll see. I don't want hours of hand sanding, so I don't know how much is gonna stay in and how much is not, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know what that was on here, but whew, man, I had to go back over 3 or 4 times. Had to go back down. I went up to 400 and it kept popping back out, but I got it. Sometimes you just gotta go back down, as much as it sucks. This is just a piece of wood, you know, no special piece of metal or sanding block or anything, just a piece of 1/2-inch plywood and wrap it and go. Alright, so I hand sanded this up to about 800. Now I'm going to say something. I was watching Jeremy from Simple Little Life, and he was just trying out cork belts. Now I've used cork belts for a while because Ecom Knives suggested them a long time ago and stuff. Now I see a lot of guys are like, oh, I use Scotch-Brite or I use cork belts, or like me, I'm using Trizax a lot lately. I suggest getting, you know, some of each of them and trying them, because honestly, I forgot about cork belts, and Scotch-Brite. So what I did here is, you know, I hand sanded it up to about 800, got all the little spots out because the belts were missing them. Then I went and hit the flats on the Scotch-Brite and the bevels on the cork belts. Now, the cork belts, I don't know if we'll be able to pick it up. The cork belts actually gave an awesome hamon line, which is probably not showing up, but You've probably seen this on Instagram, but let's see if we can get it there. No, it's not going to show up, but it really makes it pop. So what I was thinking is I'm going to go and dip this in ferric for the flats, and then hit these on cork belts again, and then maybe use some lemon juice, because Aaron from family_AK was saying try some lemon juice. So let me go dip this in ferric, then I'll get it cleaned up and I'll meet you back at the grinder for the cork belts and we'll see what happens. Like I always say, you gotta experiment with these things. You never know until you try. I've had a lot of failures and a lot of successes, but the successes would have never happened if I just listened to everyone and said that doesn't work. So let's try these out for ourselves. Let me wipe all this. I always put penetrating oil after I dip my blades. I think when I get back to the swedge, I'm gonna have to put some tape on here so I don't bust over these lines, because I'm still not confident with these swedges. But I'll show you what I mean. You know, we got that good hamon. Here's an 800 grit cork belt, basically new. Oh, let me go get my respirator on, I almost forgot. You know something I'm noticing? This isn't as dark as it should be. And I think that's because I hit the flats on the Scotch-Brite and the belt, the 800 grit belt. So I'm gonna take this up to a Trizac on the flats and then go re-dip it and try this again. Because there really isn't that much contrast. I want this to be real dark, so let's go up to like a 1,000 grit on the flats. So let me put an 830 on here, and then 1,000 and 2,000, and then we'll go re-dip it. But you can probably see here how the cork belts give those nice grind lines, but also give that nice like clean hamon. I think with lemon juice we can bring that out, but I want these darker, so let's hit these flats up to like a 2,000. That's another thing. I started trying back to these A6s and A16s, and they're good, and you can, but for some reason the aluminum oxide cut a little better or more even. So I would suggest, even if you go up to the A6, come back down to a 2,000 to clean it up. But you know, you got to experiment with these things. That's what I'm kind of telling you. Like the cork belts and all that, you can see it didn't leave as good as a finish when I dipped it. As a regular finish, you might like that look better. So you gotta try all these belts and see which one works for which situation. See, I mean, that pulled it right out where it wasn't hitting before on the other one, so. All right, that's a little darker. Here we go. All right, what I did there is put some degreaser on there. I tried to use this eraser to clean off the belt and just left spots. So whenever you see spots and stuff, grab degreaser or alcohol or something to make sure, you know, it's not something the belt is cutting in. So you can see, but this is that line I was talking about. So let me do the other side Then I'm gonna tape up these lines because my swedges are still off. But here we go. See right here? This is why I don't like cork belts or Scotch-Brite belts. They tend to overshoot sometimes. Now I'm sure I put a little bit too much pressure, but you know, you can see here too, it's hard to keep that straight line with cork belts and Scotch-Brite belts. Yeah, you can see here I went whew. Alright, I'm gonna have to start that all over and do the flats and dip it and all that again. But you can see what I'm going for. And see, that's the thing with those cork belts. It's a superficial over, you know, look how easy that came out. This is a 2000 grit belt. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a rag, dip it in the ferric, and just wipe down these spots. So I don't have to redo all that. Well, I gotta do this anyway, but we'll see. Let me be back. I'm just gonna take it and dip it. And if I come back and these bevels are covered, you know I had to re-dip the whole thing. Alright, I'm gonna try an 865 to 830. I was gonna put the cork belt on, but if I did that again, we'll see. It might be me. And I'm a poet and don't even know it. We'll just try it and see how it does. Alright, we can still see the hamon in there. Well, I don't know if that's going to pick it up. But it's in there. So hopefully that juice will bring it up. I'm going to go tape up this swedge, so hopefully that'll help a little bit. I tried the lemon juice. I read a bunch of things online that said add soap to it and I hope it stick to the blade. So I tried that, and that didn't really do anything. So I was like, okay, what I'll do is I'll go up and I'll heat up some vinegar and I'll put vinegar on it, and you know, since I don't have anything big enough, I was wiping it on, and with vinegar you gotta, you know, heat it up real hot and then let it sit and dip for a while. So yeah, it just made it all splotchy and stuff like that and not look too good. So I'm gonna go clean it up. So that's about it. I think hand sanding for this one was the best solution. I got that mirror in the bottom, you know, I polished it up and all that stuff and hit it on the buffer. But man, I'll tell you what, it was definitely a lot of work. So anyway, just a little comparison. Here's the vinegar. Here's one I did up to a 2000. That's right off the belts. you know, and I dipped it in vinegar. So soak it in vinegar, but like I said it before, you have to soak the whole knife to make it look good, and you can come up with something like that. Which there's little details on this knife, so this is my knife because there's a few scratches that I didn't feel like going back and messing with, so, you know, sometimes you just gotta make some knives your own. And this was definitely one of them. Now, when I first started the polishing and all that with the Hamons, I came up with this. Now, I spent a lot more time on this one. This one has a stonewash finish on the back and then two-tone here. So I basically hand sanded up to 2500, and then I just dipped it in the ferric and dipped it on there and then shined it back up. So you gotta, that's what I'm talking about. You gotta experiment with these things to get different results for different knives. Now, I was kind of trying to go for that on the Bowie, but man, I have a feeling I have to do a lot more hand sanding, and since I did all that testing with the different cork belts and all that, it made it harder. But man, for this knife, I think that, look, that's almost better for this knife. So, you know, each knife, you just have to figure out new things and try new things, and yeah. Alright, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the button, all that good stuff. My website link is the first in the description and up in the cards. So hope you're having a great day, and as always, take it easy.